right, Maui Real News, episode number 3, where the money really goes.
I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, and I can't let it go.
Welcome to Maui Real News. I'm your host, Brother Chris. This episode of Maui Real News is about affordable housing and why, with all the years and years of talking about it, the county has so much difficulty making it happen. Many Palama Drive residents showed up at a community county meeting hosted by Sandy Bass, the mayor's managing director, regarding the fairway lots. The residents made clear that since around 2009, when the county acquired those lots as part of a scandalous settlement with the developer for approximately $11 million, the county property has not been maintained and has been seriously neglected. To the credit of the new mayor, this new administration is taking action. The neglect has caused significant drainage issues for those residents. The overheight walls, which were built in violation of the county's grading ordinance, orchestrated by serial offender, Public Works Director Milton Arakawa, and former Mayor Alan Arakawa, who the court ruled overstepped their authority, those walls continue to stand as a reminder of all the ugliness these residents have had to endure over the past 10 years. The safety of the dirt fill itself, which the developer trucked in over the 3 years' time, has also been called into question. The soil is now being tested by the county for concerns about toxicity because of its alleged origination as sediment mud from the Pu'unene Mill. You may remember that awful smell driving on Hanson Road. At this community meeting hosted by Mr. Baz at the Wailuku Community Center, I had a few words to share. I shared a plan created in 2011 by an expert nationwide affordable housing professional. The plan targeted a variety of affordable housing needs at Palama Drive. The plan was hidden from the county council by then Corporation Counsel Patrick Wong.
See this diagram here? This diagram was done at a cost of 2 years and $70,000 by an affordable housing expert firm, okay, that was going to take down the walls to where they take down to its previous grading ordinance, beautify that whole area with footpaths going for local people to the hospital, going to the school, going to shopping. This plan was never given to the council by Patrick Wong.
Yes, there was an affordable housing plan for the fairways lots, which was supposed to have been presented to the county council 10 years ago, and never was. If it had been implemented at that time, it would have resulted in those walls coming down to restore the views, beautiful footpaths in place to go to the hospital, the high school, and for shopping. There were plans for low-income affordable housing, workforce affordable housing, and senior housing. The plans were developed by an expert with deep ties to the islands who wanted to show Maui how it was possible to create such financially doable housing with proven models on Maui. The resume for this gentleman was and is impressive, and he and his associates developed the plans with their own funds to the tune of around $70,000 to show us how it could be done. Jay Wentz was a founder and 50% owner of Hampstead Partners since 1992. Hampstead became one of the preeminent national affordable housing consultants and developers over the years, with a primary focus in the area of repositioning older government multifamily housing communities. From 1992 through 2007, Hampstead developed a highly regarded national reputation in the affordable housing industry. They utilized low-income housing tax credits, tax-exempt bond financing, and other federal, state, and local soft monies in its financial modeling. The plans for Palama Drive were concealed from the council by then Corp Counsel Pat Wong. Wong saw to it that the only option available to the council was to settle the suit against the county by acquiring the land directly from the developer at a price tag to the county of over $11 million. Interestingly, at around the same time period, Mr. Wong claimed to have won over $500,000 at casinos in Vegas. While suspicions abound, Mr. Wong managed to get confirmed yet again as the Corporation Counsel without being required to show proof of his gambling winnings. When asked for his tax records during his confirmation hearing, he said they existed, but he didn't have them. No one has conducted a proper investigation requesting his G2 tax records, which are immediately available from the IRS and easy to obtain. Why not? Welcome to Maui County. The unfortunate thing is that this is not the new normal. It's the old normal. And it is precisely this old normal that we seek to change by making these shows. So just exactly how do you investigate the people who represent and give legal advice to the same county officials who wish to conduct such an investigation of their own legal advisors? Good question. We'll save that one for the next episode. Right now, we're talking about affordable housing and why, with few exceptions, it doesn't exist on Maui. County officials like Sandy Baz, managing director for the mayor, Tasha Kama, who is the chair of housing, Stacy Crivello in the mayor's office, who is the mayor's liaison for housing, and Keani Rollins Fernandez, who is the chair of the Economic Development Committee. Do these people care? Do they really want affordable housing? Are they well-meaning? Yes, I believe that they are. But being well-meaning is not enough to create affordable housing. When I was young, I would hear my mother say, if wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. I Googled it. It's an old Scottish proverb which suggests that if wishing could make things happen, then even the most destitute people would have everything they wanted. Question. So what is a major dysfunction which I have observed among council members and the administration alike, which is, I believe, the single most significant impediment to finding solutions to affordable housing? Answer: there is something missing from the resume of all four of the people whom I mentioned who are presently actively seeking to facilitate affordable housing solutions for the people of Maui. What's missing is their resume. With respect, none of the people I mentioned on their own are remotely qualified to come up with the solutions we most desperately need. Now, that alone does not pose an intractable problem, because there are experts like Jay Wentz with detailed knowledge about affordable housing models with which they can consult, right? Mr. Wentz's resume is impressive, and his desire when he did this to share his knowledge and help educate us was equally impressive and exciting. So now that the council and the mayor's office have been made aware of all the work Jay Wentz did to demonstrate what is possible at the fairways, has any one of those individuals I mentioned reached out to him or engaged him in any way? Nope. Not to my knowledge, they haven't. When I called council member Keani Rollins Fernandez's office and spoke to her, executive assistant Jennifer, she told me that she is not working with experts, doing the research on her own. Ms. Rollins Fernandez's other executive assistant, Sarah Pajimola, informed me that they had a developer doing a cost analysis. Then Jennifer refused to give me the name of any expert or the alleged developer, saying that none existed. So this then also becomes another problem of government, which is transparency. And Jennifer, I might add, actually laughed at me when I asked her for the names of the experts council member Keani was working with. Laughed. This isn't a game. And affordable housing shouldn't be about politics. Residents have a right to know what's going on. Our elected and appointed officials, many of them are simply not experts in these areas, and for some bizarre reason, fail to consult with any. And by the way, the county does not require a developer when it owns the land. We are the developer when we own the land. The county puts in the infrastructure and then puts out a request for proposal for builders, not a developer. The county just needs to be able to have it pay for itself, and then there are well-developed models for that. Just ask Jay. So, and again, why is no one reaching out to the nationwide expert in affordable housing models who already worked up the plans for Palama Drive? I don't know. With respect, elected and appointed officials, please step outside the bubble you're in before it's too late, and smell the coffee while there's still coffee. If you're a frustrated government official who needs expert help and doesn't know where to turn, or a resident who wants to share your mana'o, you can keep it real and keep it anonymous if you like, and you can reach us at mauirealnews@gmail.com. As to affordable housing, it is no longer reasonable to consult with island developers, land planning firms, and local engineering firms who are now skilled at using the loopholes in our county codes and ordinances to carve up the land and make for themselves and their associates a rich bounty. It is not enough for private developers to throw a few scraps to those teachers and healthcare workers, firefighters, and restaurant and hospitality professionals, merchandise personnel, and construction workers who need places to live for themselves and their families. Go ask Peter Martin and Monsignor Geiger and Welch exactly how they made their money. Ask who benefited from the infamous land lot consolidation laws. Ask David Good, former Public Works Director, who went back and forth through the revolving door between county official and private developer. And if you're wondering how Palama Drive at the Fairways was built out in violation of the grading ordinance in the first place, ask the developer's engineering firm, Unamori, who actually designed them while having full knowledge that their plan violated existing lawful grading ordinance. Doesn't Unamori have existing and ongoing engineering contracts with the county? How do we create accountability in Maui's land planning and development system? Call your elected officials and the mayor's office. Tell them you want them to consult and discuss proven models of affordable housing development with expert consultants, not their homeboys. Keeping it local means getting the best information available from those who have used that knowledge successfully and applying those models locally. Models which serve to benefit the local community. Furthermore, the county can purchase property and build out the lots and infrastructure and then put out an RFP for a builder. Land conducive to smaller lots can provide affordable housing for 1,000 to 1,200 square foot dwellings for smaller houses, and larger lots can be used to build larger homes for working families with 2 income earners. Affordable housing contains different categories: lower wage earners, 2-wage earners, seniors, etc. Then there's the area of affordable rental housing as well. It's time to stop cutting bad deals with island developers and work with independent expert consultants to discuss and to develop plans which can actually work for the people who live and work on Maui. Look at all the workers at the hotels in Kaanapali who commute to Kahului every day, and for what? To be part of the new normal? That is, all the traffic? Despite the new bypass, which makes it ever more difficult for residents and tourists alike to traverse the few roads we have. It's like trying to get from Eva Beach to downtown Honolulu. There is no workforce affordable housing for our residents nearby and across the street from their workplace, and this is contributing to major traffic congestion on Maui. It's time to throw aside our tired, dysfunctional ways of running or ruining Maui County. It's time to change certain ways we're doing things to ways which produce awesome results and bear good fruit for the county and its residents. In my next show, I'm going to introduce a new way of doing things called investigation, and show you why it's so important that we audit the Department of the Corporation Council and demand the resignation of its director, Moana Ludi. Until then, we're keeping it real and giving it to you straight, just the way you like it. A hui hou.